Good morning. Today I want to talk to you about something that has to do with trauma and that we almost always forget about. And that is acting like things were okay. And sometimes we act like that as adults. So you're wondering, where did that come from, right? Where did that come from that I act like things are okay and they're not? They're at the worst. So you're not only lying to yourself, you're neglecting yourself, but you're lying to those around you. And it makes things worse. Where did it come from? Acting like you're okay came from being traumatized as a child and living in the environment still and acting like it was okay. Years ago, I used to say to myself, I learned how to be a chameleon because I learned to live with my perpetrator, and I learned to forgive every day for so many years of the abuse. But then I grew up, and then I found it difficult to trust people. I was viewing the world and viewing myself in a skewed way because I didn't even trust my own judgment. I didn't trust people around me. It's very difficult for me to let people in. It was very difficult for people to believe things. I always believed the world was dangerous. People were dangerous. And then sometimes I even underestimated danger and went straight into danger and didn't know that I was there in danger. Over time as an adult, I started blaming myself. When I got into my teens, I started blaming myself about the trauma. I should have known better. I should have told somebody else. I should have did this. I should have did that. I should have protected my family. If only I would have not been there. If only I would have stayed with my great-grandparents. If only I wasn't little. Then as I got older, why wasn't I careful? Why wasn't I not home? Then I started thinking also, how should I have handled my trauma? Should I bury it? Should I talk about it? Should I not talk about it? Should I save all these shoulda, coulda, wouldas came out of me. I was living them. No better reaction. Hours in a day I was mulling it over. And I was really living it in real time. I started to think that I was weak and inadequate. Nothing I did was going to relieve the stress of being less than, because I let it happen, because I was weak, because I was intimidated in the presence of that person. Then when the trauma was happening to me, I criticized myself for feeling that my body reacted to, and I had no idea why it was happening. I started to criticize myself. You really wanted that. I was 5. 10. The pants you wore were too tight or were too sexy. I started criticizing myself. When I was older, I started struggling with what I should and what I shouldn't wear. Should I be home? Should I not be home? Should I always be around someone? Criticizing myself for the reactions to the trauma. I started feeling constantly on guard. Anybody that tried to be my friend, I was on guard with. Anyone that was my friend and sounded familiar, like, this is true. It sounded familiar like, I've heard this before. It was like danger. And I should have had a red flag. I didn't know what my flags were. I didn't know if it was red, green, yellow. Didn't know. I had a hyper active nervous system, feeling constantly on guard, feeling off guard, seeing danger everywhere, but not seeing danger anywhere, being easily startled. Everything was like startling me. I would be startled about the smallest thing. I had difficulty sleeping. I had loss of interest of sex. And even, in my older years, when there was opportunity to have sex or being in a relationship, there's no interest in it. I tricked myself to say, I want somebody with a mind that can be attracted to my mind. Now, how in the world is somebody going to be attracted to your mind if they're not attracted to you? So I had all these things going on in response to this horrific event that really changed my life, changed what and who I was going to be. But acting like things were okay had become the norm until it wasn't the norm, until it started affecting me, until it started changing the dynamics of my relationships with people, my experiences with myself, my behaviors. It started affecting my body. It started making me sick. And then I wanted to act like nothing happened. Or I was going along like it didn't exist. Or it was going to take this course that it happened and it's just going to dissipate and it's not going to affect anybody and not even myself. But eventually, it affected everybody that was under the roof. I gaslighted myself. Would you believe that? I gaslighted myself. That's what you're doing. Acting like things were okay and eventually they go away. You are gaslighting yourself. So how do we get past that? How do we get, sometimes you need help. And, well, let me tell you, when you're gaslighting yourself, most of the time you need help. Most of the time you need someone like me. You see a video like this and you say, hey, I am doing that. And it's making you sicker and sicker and sicker. Now, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy, because it wasn't easy for me. Did several days, several months of crying, screaming, yelling in the car, getting in the car, driving, and just making this blood-curdling scream to break through. Therapy, coaching, counseling, took all that. Understanding and educating myself on my situation, on my perpetration, my trauma, understanding it for me, not looking at anybody else, but understanding for me. What I don't want you to do is pretend that nothing happened, because when you pretend that nothing happened, there's a huge undealt with problem happening. You will only be able to hold that for so long without making decisions and taking actions on your own. And then they can blame you and make you the bad guy for the decisions and actions. Now, when I say they, I mean you start to blame you. Now, you don't say it out loud. You don't say it out loud that you blame yourself. You say out loud that you blame others. It's their fault. It's their fault. It's all their fault. You're gaslighting yourself. You had a hand in it, or you're gaslighting yourself to hurt yourself, right? You're not accepting that it was true, and you're not giving yourself a chance to heal. So nothing changes until it changes. If you need help at any time about gaslighting yourself, in the negative, in the positive, there's no positive, in the negative, Whether you're pretending it didn't happen, whether you're not okay with it, but you know it happened and you don't know what to do with it, I'm here. I want you to click the link below and get started getting help, because things can change. Listen, this affects not only your personal life with yourself and yourself, right? It affects relationships that you are probably are in, whether it be at work, whether it be at home, in your family life, whether it be your friends, whether it be romantic. It damages them. When you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself, and you're neglecting yourself, and you're not taking care of yourself, it will show up in every other relationship. Sure. Now, how does it affect you in your business life? Oh my goodness. Business-wise, you won't make great decisions. You'll let people just keep walking over you. You won't stand up for yourself, and you won't have a voice. You won't be able to articulate effectively the things that you want and need to be the person that you are. You'll accept them walking all over you. You won't be able to make the money you desire, because you will take on the stance that I should be blessed that I'm here. Yeah, but you're being abused. Yeah, you've been mistreated. Things have got to change. You need to change. Click the link below. If I've said something that resonates with you, comment. If you want to add something to the list, comment. I'm here for you. My name is Edna White, and I'm so glad you're with me today. Bye for now.